This right here is one sexy gun. Nice. The CZ Shadow. Let's take a look at this thing. All right, here it is, the CZ Shadow 2. It comes in this nice plastic box, like a lot of pistols do. Comes with two magazines, two 17-round 9mm magazines. It has the firearm itself, and this is just one beautiful looking pistol. It really is. Let's take a look at what else is in the box real quick, and then we'll get to the good stuff, the gun. You got a couple extra pieces in here. You've got a different ambidextrous safety you can put on it. Comes with a little set of Allen wrenches to adjust your sights and to change your grip on the side there. That is a Torx bit, and there's a Torx wrench in there. And there's these other little buffer pieces that go on the recoil spring. You also come with a little cleaning brush. In the top here, you're going to have the lock. You're going to have another little cleaning tool you can put a swab on or a patch on and run through the barrel. And then you've got your paperwork in here. You've got your registration card and you've got your manual. And that's a pretty hefty manual in there. It is in a couple different languages. That's what makes it so thick. But we'll get all this put back in here and then check out that beautiful little pistol there. All right, here it is, the CZ Shadow 2. A nice looking gun. It's steel frame, nice heavy. It has an aluminum grip on there. It's kind of a blue anodized aluminum. It's got a pretty aggressive texture on that thing. If you don't have gloves on, with a little bit of texturing on the back, on the front, and on the grips itself, when you grab a hold of that thing, you really feel it. You feel it in your hands. It's a beefy, heavy gun. It's beautiful lines on it and everything, nice and smooth. The CZ Shadow 2. This is a 9mm. It has ambidextrous safety on it, and I may have said ambidextrous before, but it's ambidextrous. I was corrected before. Nice polished trigger on it. It is unloaded. There is nothing in it, no magazine in it, and it is double action. So it's got a really, the double action part is a really long, really smooth trigger pull on this thing too. You feel no grit, nothing in there. It is just buttery smooth. Takedown on this thing is really easy too. What you're going to do is you're going to take and pull the hammer back to the half cock position. And right on the back here, you'll see a line on the frame and a line on the slide. And what you do is you take your thumb and put it in your trigger guard there, and use your hand to pull that slide back a little bit to get those two lines to line up. And then on the other side, there's the little button right there, and they recommend you taking the magazine and pushing that in. It's a little stiff. This is a brand new gun pretty much. I don't know how many rounds it's had through it, but it's not very many. This is your slide lock. It's also your takedown lever. So once you've got that pushed up a little bit, keep those lines lined up right there, grab and pull it out, and then just let the slide come right off the front. You'll have to give it a little bit of a push. Even the slide is buttery smooth on this thing. And then you've got your recoil spring guide rod right there. It is sort of a captive unit, but it does not slide off easily anyways. And then you just lift your barrel right out of there. Nice little locking lugs on the top of it. A pretty highly polished feed ramp on this thing too. That's one of the nicer polishing jobs I've seen, factory polishing jobs on a feed ramp anyways. You can see your surfaces where your parts slide together. You want to make sure those are lightly lubricated. It's hammer fired. Your firing pin's inside there. It's just a good looking gun. Nice, heavy. Everything on this thing is heavy and it feels really solid. So reassembly is just going to be just as easy. Go ahead and put your barrel down in there, slide it back. The locking lugs will grab in there. Now I did notice that when you put your recoil spring and guide rod back in, when you go to put it in there, sometimes it hits a little point there. It's just a little, oh, I don't know, you can feel it's the end of the guide rod hitting something back there. Just wiggle it around a little bit, get it right down there behind the lug, make sure it's centered up, and then putting it back together, just take and make sure your rails on there slide right in. I mean, that is extremely smooth. Go ahead and pull it back, put your thumb back in your trigger guard there, pull it back again till your lines are lined up, and then take your takedown pin. You'll see there's a big square hole and a round hole. Your square hole right there, your round pin right there. Just push it right back in there, make sure it's all lined up, and pop it right back in there. Go ahead and function check it. It will fire without a magazine being in it. The magazines right here, they are last round, hold open, empty magazine. Go ahead and put it in there and it fires the last round. It's going to hold it open. And then your takedown lever right there. Reset is fairly short and you feel it and hear it. It's audible and tactile, you can feel it. And then your single action trigger is short, smooth, and sweet. Anyways, we're going to get this magazine out. Now the magazine release right here is a pretty prominent button that sticks out of the side there. It is reversible. You got to do some work on the inside to get it to swap around, but it's pretty tough too. It takes a bit of thumb pressure to get that thing to release. So you'll probably won't accidentally bump it and drop it out, but when you do hit it to pop the other one out, it takes a little bit of pressure to do it, and it's a pretty aggressive aluminum, anodized aluminum pad on that too. Anyways, we're going to load this thing up some Winchester 115 grain full metal jacket 9mm. Cheap ammo, but the owner, this is a loaner gun too. It's not mine. I really wish it was though, because it really is sweet. All right, loading it is a piece of cake. Just push it in, push it back. They're a double stack magazine. So you're just going to push them in, push them back, and they're going to stagger all the way down there. 17 rounds in each one. So we're going to get it loaded up, get it out there to the range, and give it a few shots anyways, and see how it does. All right, I'm out here in the saloon. I got the CZ Shadow 2. I got 2 full magazines of 115 grain Winchester 9mm. I'm going to take a couple shots at the 7-yard target just to see how this thing shoots and check it for accuracy. All right, it's got a nice red dot sight on the front, rear sight. The only thing on this gun I think that is polymer is going to be the sights and the floor plate on the magazine. Everything else is good solid metal. So let's give this thing a try, see how it does. All right, there's a 5-shot group, center target. Let's go look at that. All right, right there's my 5-shot group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was actually my second shot right there. I pulled that one, I seen it. 7 yards is close. That is not bad. All right, that was 5 shots, center of that target, 7 yards. I've got the silhouette target set up at 15 yards. I'm gonna go ahead and take 5 more shots, aim for center mass on there, and see how it hits at 15 yards. Safety on. All right, we're going to go up there and look at those 5 shots real quick. Kind of proud of myself right there. That is pretty much dead center of that X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Took a little bit of time with those just to make sure I was, not wiggling around too much, but that's really good shooting. It's a really smooth gun, and if I was to define a purpose for this gun, I would say this is a race gun. This is a IDPA steel challenge type gun. Let's do some rapid fire stuff with it and see how it does. Last round, hold open. There's a little bit of muzzle flip on there. It's a good heavy gun. It's not terrible. There is no cushioning on this grip, so there is a little bit of felt recoil in the palm of your hand there. Again, the magazine release is on this side, a little hard to push. Not terrible at all. Got the other magazine here. We'll go ahead and slap it in. Go ahead and hit the slide release. And it is condition 1. It is cocked. Now it's locked. Now it's condition 1. Cocked and locked. We're gonna take some more shots at it, see how it does. Another 17 rounds right there. It's a good shooting gun. The only thing I think that CZ could really do to this gun to make it any better would be to probably port the barrel and slide on it. And I think it is a heavy gun, and it's only 9mm, but I think that would really help keep the muzzle down and probably make it even faster gun. I have a Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Performance Series that is ported, and really it's a good shooter too, but it's a polymer frame, which makes it quite a bit lighter than the CZ, but I think the muzzle flip on it is probably a little bit less than this one, but by no means is this a bad shooter. This is really it's really a great gun. It really is. I love the feel of it. It's got a really aggressive grip texture on it, and it's just a good shooter. Now I got 2 rounds in this magazine. I got 2 rounds in this magazine. I'm gonna go ahead and do a double tap, drop, pop, double tap again, see how it does. All right, now I don't have a holster for this gun. It's not mine. Wish it was, but I don't have a holster, so I've got to load from my pocket. But anyways, we'll give it a try and see how it runs. Not terrible, not terrible at all. Pretty easy to shove that magazine right back in there. Drops out just fine under its own weight. I'm telling you, this would be a great race gun. All right, let's try a couple one-handed shots. All right, guys, there it is. This is the CZ Shadow. It's a good shooting gun, great feeling gun, buttery smooth, the slide, the trigger, the whole 9 yards. This is made in the Czech Republic. It's a good looking gun, a good feeling gun, and a good shooting gun. That's the combination you really want. As far as concealed carry, it's a big gun. It's more of a race gun than it is a concealed carry gun. But if you want to carry this, it'd be a great choice because it's a great shooter. It really is. I like it. There's not much more I can say about it. It's good looking, good shooting, good feeling. Unfortunately, this is a loaner. It's not mine. I wish it was. I've said that a few times already, and I like it, but it's about $1,000 gun. You're going to pay around $1,000 to $1,400, depends on what you get on it. This has a fiber optic front sight on it. The sights are adjustable for windage and elevation on the rear sight. You can get it with tritium night sights on it, so that'll definitely make the price go up some, but it's just really nice. A little bit of a rail on the bottom there in case you want to put a flashlight or a laser or whatever on it, but man, I have no complaints about this gun other than it's not made in America, but still a good gun. Anyways, thanks for taking a look at the CZ Shadow 2 with me. If you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this button right here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.